So this particular video is a demo on how to make simple analysis using the second most used DHIS analysis tool, and in this case is the Visualiser. So the Visualiser tool works on very similar principles to the pivot table tool, but it renders data in graphs and charts as opposed to the grid-like form that the pivot table uses. To access the pivot table, the Visualiser is a very similar, like I told you earlier on, it's a very similar way. You go to the DHIS apps button, which is usually on top right-hand corner next to the user profile. And then if you click there, you normally see the data visualizer amongst your applications. Select it to take you to the Visualiser. And what you remember is that the Visualiser, like the pivot table earlier on, uses the 3 dimensions of what, when, and where to render data. But in this case, rather than render it as a grid, it renders it as either a graph or a column or line bar or whichever choice you have. But by default, it's a column. To get the line bar, or to get the line graph, or to get the bar charts and everything else, you have to actually change it. So let's go ahead and render one visual so they can see what it looks like. So the first thing is usually the what, which is the data. So let us use data elements because our indicators are not fully populated yet. So I'm going to go ahead and do analysis on MSAM outpatients, and then I'll be doing discharge defaulted and discharge cured and discharge non-recovered. Yeah. Now, when I update that, there's no data yet because I have to still select the period. In this case, let me look at last 6 months, and then the last dimension that will ensure that data is rendered will be the where dimension. So we've done the what; those are the data elements, and we're dealing with MSAM discharged, cured, died, and the other one, and period last 6 months, and then let's select the organizational unit. So I will change that and select Borno State, and then once I hit update, it then renders the data that I've asked it to render, which in this case is MSAM outpatients, discharge defaulted, discharge non-recovered, and discharge cured for the last 6 months. I can save this, and I will save it, but first of all, let's rearrange the layout a little bit. So I'll move that over there. Okay, then, yeah, this looks more tidy, and I can save it. I go to File, and then Save, and name MSAM discharged for last 6 months, and my visual is saved. Later on, I'm going to use this in a dashboard. I'll bring it all together in a dashboard so you see how that also works. Thank you.